following objections, questions and criticisms of Islam apply to the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, popularly known as the Sunni sect, who accept the eternality of God's speech. In Arabic, the names and attributes of Allah are known as Al-Asma wa Sifat. The Qur'an is considered among these attributes. The Qur'an is the kalim, the speech or the word of Allah. The following 5 bullet point list outline the foundation for the rest of my objections. Bullet point 1 to 3 is utterly undisputed in Sunni Islam. 4 to 5 are the logical consequences of 1 to 3. The Qur'an is in Arabic. The Qur'an is God's speech. God's speech is an eternal attribute of God. God has an eternal attribute of Arabic speech that belongs to Him. Arabic consists of 28 letters. If one of God's attributes is made up of 28 letters, does this mean other attributes of God are also comprised of 28 letters, or a number of letters? Or are other attributes of God also a collection of components or parts, just like God's speech? Since Arabic is a divine language, if Allah speaks in another language other than Arabic, does it make that language also divine? If Arabic is the divine language of God, then haven't we already produced a surah like it by speaking in other Semitic languages that are similar to Arabic, aka Hebrew and Aramaic? How are humans able to produce languages similar to Arabic at all, which is an eternal divine attribute that belongs to God, a heavenly language, an eternal uncreated language? If the speech or the word of Allah is an attribute of Allah, and Allah's word can be abrogated, then it stands to reason that Allah's attributes also can be abrogated, seeing that they're the same thing. This means He would not be unchanging or perfect, but mutable and imperfect. Since the word took the form of written script on pages in Arabic mushaf, this means that Allah's attributes can take on another nature. Upon what basis can Muslims then reject the concept of the incarnation? Now, Allah's attributes are written on tablets. Is Allah in the tablets? Are part of His attributes upon Himself while others are on the tablets? If part of His attributes are on tablets, then do not Muslims have two gods like they accuse Christians of having? And does this not also mean something eternal manifest inside the creation and was shared with other creatures who are not God? For example, is not Arabic uttered in the tongues of men and written with ink, meaning God's attribute belongs to other entities, especially, for example, native Arabic speakers who may only speak Arabic. This means that God's eternal attribute actually belongs to native Arabic speakers and others who speak Arabic, showing that Islam actually approves of shirk, because now you have creator and creature who have the exact same eternal attribute. But how does a creature possess an eternal attribute? Since God's eternal attribute can be written down on mushaf and ink and placed upon the memories and hearts of men and the tongues of men, we may then have something eternal that takes upon the nature of a created entity, such as mushaf, brains, minds, memories, etc. If God's word, known as the Qur'an, is eternal, yet it manifests inside the creation, why do you object to the incarnation of Jesus Christ, Muslims, Why say Christ cannot have two natures when the Qur'an can exist eternally and in a created form or in a created sense, proving that the Qur'an itself has two natures? Finally, doesn't this also mean, since a part of Allah is upon the tablets and the mushaf and other attributes are not, that Allah can actually divide and split up into his attributes, proving that Allah is not indivisible, but rather that he is divisible? Finally, is it not true that whatever is created or is part of the creation has a creator? Thus, if Allah's attribute of speech enters in the creation and takes on the form of created properties or created entities, then the created speech of Allah must also have a God, because anything that exists in the entire creation has a God. Thus, the objection that God cannot have a God must be thrown out by Islam.